Hello everyone, I am Dr. Arun Sharma. In this video, I will explain about black body radiation. What is black body radiation? An ideal body which emits and absorbs radiation of all frequencies uniformly is called a black body, and the radiation emitted by such a body is called black body radiation. In practice, no such body exists. Carbon black approximates fairly closely to black body. A good physical approximation to a black body is a cavity with a tiny hole, as shown here, which has no other opening. So it is a cavity with a tiny hole with which has no other opening, so the radiation cannot pass from any hole. Any ray which are entering the hole will be reflected by the cavity walls and will be eventually absorbed by the walls. A black body is also a perfect radiator of radiant energy. Furthermore, a black body is in thermal equilibrium with its surroundings. It radiates same amount of energy per unit area as it absorbs from its surrounding in any given time. The amount of light emitted, that is the intensity of radiation from a black body, so this is the amount of the light emitted, that is the intensity of radiation from a black body, and its spectral distribution depends only on its temperature. So what are the factors which affects the intensity of the radiation, that is the amount, that means the amount of light emitted, on what factors it will depends on? So here in this image you can see that increase of intensity with temperature, that means if the temperature increases, intensity also increases but the wavelength decreases. So what conclusions we can draw here from this image? Intensity is proportional to the temperature, that means if the temperature increases, intensity also increases. Here the temperature increases, you can see that at the 3000 Kelvin temperature the intensity is very less, but at the 7000 Kelvin temperature the intensity of the radiation is very high. So this is the peak value of intensity. Now intensity is inversely proportional to the wavelength, that means intensity increases with wavelength decreases. So here you can see that when the intensity is increasing, the wavelength value is decreasing. At lower intensities the wavelength values are very high, but at the high value of intensity the wavelength value is very less. So they are inversely proportional to each other and they are inversely related. Now what is the third conclusion? That is the temperature is inversely proportional to the wavelength, that means temperature increases with wavelength decreases. Here you can see that when the temperature increases the wavelength is also decreases. Here at 3000 Kelvin temperature the wavelength is high, but at the 7000 Kelvin temperature, that means the temperature is high as compared to 3000 Kelvin temperature, but the wavelength is less as compared to the 3000 Kelvin temperature. So on respectively progressively increase of the temperature, the wavelength value is also decreases. So these are the conclusions of the black body radiations. Please subscribe this channel for more videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.